Y'all are watching Fight Feed. I'm going to start this video off giving you guys my position on a situation that's happening in the UFC right now. So to start it off, if you are an MMA fan who thinks any of these three things that I'm about to say, one, you think that Tom Aspinall has more to prove in the heavyweight division before he should get a crack at Jon Jones. Two, you think Tom Aspinall is at fault for the current stall in his career and not getting an undisputed title match. And you think that he's doing the Michael Chandler and comparing him to Michael Chandler and McGregor, which that's a whole other can of worms that, I don't know why we shit on Chandler for going for that fight when he was offered it and promised it and literally had a scheduled date, but we're not going to get into that. And finally, three, if you think it's okay that Jon Jones is still holding out on booking a title fight with Tom Aspinall, and you think it's okay that Jon Jones, being an undisputed heavyweight champ, is not even ashamed that there's an interim belt that exists in his division, and he's not even in a rush to defend it. If you think any of these three things, as an MMA fan, I want you guys to just please do this. So today is April 24th, 2025. 5 days from today, April 29th, 2025, Tom Aspinall will officially be the longest reigning interim belt holder in the UFC's history. I believe it was Renan Barão who had it before him, and Tom Aspinall will officially be the longest reigning interim champion on April 29, 2025. Care to guess how many days Tom Aspinall has been the interim heavyweight champion in the UFC? 534 days. On April 29th, Tom Aspinall will be at 535 days. And this is the thing. I'm making this 5 days early because we already know Tom Aspinall is not defending the belt in 5 days. So we already know he's going to reach that point. What is going to be the most insane, though, is seeing actually how many days he is the belt holder by the time he actually gets a crack at the undisputed belt. And there's another thing that I want to talk about with this, guys, because this is absolutely fucking insane that as fans, we sit here and just let this shit happen. Then you've got a bunch of dick riders of Jon Jones who literally are out here defending all the shit he's doing and not giving a shit, acting like Tom doesn't matter at all. I could go into all the stats to show you why Tom Aspinall absolutely is deserving at fighting Jon Jones for undisputed. But at this point, and I'm a fan of Jon, but I no longer give a fucking shit about Jon's accolades. He's done amazing things in the sport, but every day that he holds out and stalls this division, he's losing me as a fan more and more. And he should be losing anyone else too, because how do you defend these actions? Because he, did some shit 10 years ago, if you really look at his history, beating Ciryl Gane, whatever, bro, it's not even that big of a deal. Ciryl Gane didn't even win his last fucking fight. He was handed a decision. The guy didn't even believe in his own win. He was literally ashamed because he's like, there's no fucking way I won. And we're going to sit here and act like Jon is this fucking marauder still? He's not. He's literally before Ciryl Gane, his last fight with Dominic Reyes has been contested across the entire fan base. More people say Dom Reyes won than Jon Jones won. Regardless of what the actual final decision was, look at what the fans say about the fight. The thing is, I could go into the stats to prove to you why Tom deserves that crack at Jon, right? But I'm not going to. And I don't need to, because if I have to explain what Tom has done to deserve an undisputed title shot, that's enough for me to know that as a fan, anyone saying that, you haven't watched the UFC since Jon Jones dropped Lyoto Machida's lifeless body on the ground from a guillotine choke. Because if I have to go through all of the accolades and things that Tom Aspinall has done in recent history to warrant an undisputed title shot, that means you just haven't been cued in or you haven't been watching. The other final point that I'll make about this, I think it's absolutely fucking insane that there's news right now that Tom Aspinall is going to be defending his interim belt again against Cyril Gane. First of all, Cyril Gane openly ducked Tom in an interview with Ariel Helwani. He literally said that he's not going to risk fighting Tom Aspinall or another contender because he was going to get another crack at the belt. This dude just gets a fucking title shot handed to him whenever the fuck he wants. So he's not even deserving of it. But guess what? Here's the deal. Should the UFC actually allow this to happen and let Tom defend his interim belt again? I literally, as a fan, I don't even want to watch. I know, okay, I do want to watch, but I don't want to give the UFC any type of view for that because it's bullshit. It's absolute fucking bullshit. Tom Aspinall taking that fight, he's an absolute fucking Chad. How do you not give Tom Aspinall flowers for he already defended the interim belt, which you're not even supposed to be doing. The interim belt was never made as a fucking title that is defended. It was made to say, look, you are the next person in line. Here's a fucking belt to prove you are the next person in line. And the undisputed champ has to defend it or vacate. The fact that he's even considered and already completed a defense of an interim belt is nuts. The fact that he's about to do it again, based on news that is being reported, it's even more nuts. And I just think as fans, we should all be able to come together, even those who are fans of Jon Jones, because I am a fan, but I'm on the fence right now, and I'm leaning towards the other side because this shit is absolutely ridiculous that he's doing. But Jon is literally ruining what could be one of the best or the best heavyweight we've seen in the UFC. He's ruining his prime by stalling this out. And just, it's absolutely nuts to me that we sit here and we allow this to continue to happen as fans and we don't just trash everything that's happening right now. Should this happen where should the UFC do the right thing and strip Jon of his belt, which they need to do yesterday? I hope you guys realize this. When I see people saying Tom will have to fight for the vacated belt then. No, that's not how that works. Go look in history and prove me if I'm wrong. Tom's an interim belt holder he's already defended. If that undisputed belt is vacated, Tom becomes the champion of the division. He literally gets promoted to champion. This is exactly what happened to Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker won an interim belt. GSP was fighting, he fought Bisping, right? Did that whole comeback thing and then retired. And that automatically promoted Robert Whittaker to champ. That's how that works. So in this case, Tom Aspinall would be a champ already. And what's so fucking maddening to me is that historically speaking, when we look back in history, Tom doesn't already have a defense under his undisputed reign. He basically, in my opinion, he already got his defense in the undisputed reign by beating Curtis Blades in Manchester in round 1. That to me was a defense of the undisputed belt because Jon is not an undisputed belt holder. He is absolutely the antithesis of an undisputed belt holder. Everyone's fucking disputing Jon's reign as a heavyweight champ right now. He beat fucking Stipe. Stipe hadn't fought in 3 fucking years. He's fucking 42. I don't know. This shit is just, it's grinding my gears, guys. I really hope that the UFC does the right thing. I hope that either Jon nuts up or whatever the fuck. I hope that Jon makes the right move. If he's going to take this fight, I would love to see them fight. And the thing is, I don't have a dog in the fight because I am a fan of Jon. I'm a huge fan of Tom. I usually go American, but at this point, I'm like I said, I'm on the fence, and it's very hard for me to root one way or the other because I love Tom a lot, but I usually like to have some allegiance to our country. But Jon's making it difficult, man. I still love Bones, but here's the thing, guys. What makes this fight fascinating to me, at least as a fan, is the same shit that I think makes any amazing matchup interesting. And that is, I truly don't know what will happen in this fight. I don't know what will happen. And I think that those matchups are the best ones for all of us as fans and viewers of MMA. When you don't know what's going to happen, right? Like a lot of people are so sure Islam smokes Topuria. For me, I simply don't know what happens in that fight. I don't know. Does Islam steamroll him? Does Ilya catch him? Like, you don't know what's going to happen. And that's what makes these matchups so amazing. And so that's why I think as fans, we should be really pushing for this. But I think at this point, Jon has to make a decision. He's a grown-ass man. Does he want the multi-million dollar payday, or does he want to ride off into the sunset? Either way, he can do what he wants to do. But like holding up the division is just, it's not fucking cool. And it's honestly a stain on his already questionable legacy. Questionable in that he has so many stains with things that he's done with PEDs and shit like that, but he's just adding more to that, right? And instead, he could have rode off into the sunset, retired, and honestly had a storybook ending. So I don't know where we're going to go, but I really hope the UFC makes this right. I really hope Tom doesn't have to defend an interim belt again, and I hope we get to see this fight happen. Like this video if you enjoyed, and make sure you subscribe to Fight Feed for all of my MMA content. Thank you guys for watching.